The bank examiners are coming. Oh, hello. What a pleasant surprise. Greetings and salutations once again, my friends. And here we are once again with some announcements and some little props and what have you. And we're delighted to be here this evening. So welcome to the festivities, my brothers and sisters. It is the month of March at this particular point, and that is the month of the Irish situation, St. Paddy's Day, and so on and so forth. And we have a bit of the Irish here to share with you. Although it's empty right now, we have this fine mug that could possibly be filled to the brim, as it were. Yes, and in full tune, I might add. We don't encourage alcoholism by any means, but just a bit of humor to share, to behold. Now then, we have a few announcements and a few updates, and I'm sure that you will be in full tune as we share these bits of information together, as it were. And we got some chicken scratch here from the last go around, but we'll try to skip that because we don't want to be redundant. And now and then, they call me a long-winded Irishman from time to time, so I'll try not to be too long-winded so that we don't diminish the short attention span that some people have, and respectfully so. It's definitely something that perhaps I need to work on, so we encourage your encouragement. Boy, that just came out of nowhere, didn't it? So anyway, we have some Facebook updates in general that we would like to share with you. I guess what we'll do is discuss briefly my music group called Kurt's Music Den. And we've been going strong for a couple of years, and we've had great success. We've got a lot of good members in the group, and we've lost a few, so we're kind of wondering what happened to you, if you just lost interest, or maybe you obliterated a button by accident, perhaps. But some folks were music lovers, and we kind of wondered maybe what the problem was, but we don't want to put anybody on the spot. So if you'd like to reconsider joining the group, you're more than welcome. I will be honest, however, we don't encourage folks to post common songs or expect common songs that you hear on the radio all the time. We try to keep things a little bit obscure, or a lot of bit of obscure. I've had a few beers already, I guess. But anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. We want some of the rarities to be presented. That's sort of the whole idea. And all different genres of music are presented, and we welcome your membership. And I forgot to mention last time that you can post now in the Music Den. You can put your own material on there if you like. We just ask that you keep it somewhat obscure and just stay away from what the radio already plays. We don't want to hear the same thing over and over again that we've heard for the last 40 plus years or so. So we just encourage you to kind of dig a little bit deep, and if you have some new material you'd like to share, some of our younger folks out there, we'll be more than glad to put it on the Music Den. I will be screening some of the things before I, give permission to have them posted, but it's all for the greater good. So go ahead and give it a try, and we'll be creative together. But I just wanted to mention that you do have the ability to post now in Kurt's Music Den, and we thank you for your membership so far. And for those who have left us, we encourage you to reconsider, whatever the reason is that you left us before. If you like music, please consider coming on back, and maybe we can hear from you with some of your posts. So, with that being said, I was going to go live with this particular situation this evening, but I have trouble multitasking, so we don't want to go live in the raw too much, because it would be hard to keep up with the posts and the comments coming in. There could be 50 to 100 at a time, who knows? And I would always have one eye off to the side like this, trying to concentrate on what everybody was saying, and that would sort of diminish the presentation. So certainly it's a good thing for some people, but in this particular case I opted out, as they say. So we won't go live, but maybe we'll experiment with it one of these days. We're always up for new ideas, and maybe we'll give it a go one of these nights. But I think that's about all the announcements for the time being. We certainly want to make mention of the fact that St. Paddy's Day is coming up real soon, so we want to share a bit of the Irish with you this evening. We have a doily right here from Conor O'Neill's Irish Pub in Ann Arbor. I've had this for lo these past 10 years or so, and it says here, traditional Irish pub with a website, so it isn't too old, Ann Arbor, Michigan, and then the phone number. So it's been used a little bit, you can probably tell. Many a fine tankard has been put upon it, and we thought we'd share that with you this evening, with St. Paddy's Day very, very fast approaching. And what have I got down here? I think I got a bit of the hops and barley. Do I not? Not too much, though. We don't want to encourage drunkenness. Now then, on with the show, my brothers and sisters. We have something that we retrieved from one of our, I don't want to say storage areas, but we have something that was on display on the fireplace mantle, if you will. And I found this several years ago. In fact, pardon me, I think somebody gave it to me. But this must have been, well, 10 or 12 years ago, maybe even longer. But I'm trying to remember if I had this when I lived in Novi, Michigan, or if I acquired it in Whitmore Lake, Michigan. Maybe one of you can tell me, but it is a very interesting box that a chocolate was in, and it looks like this. Some would say that's my graduation picture, but those who I went to school with would probably say otherwise. So I'm ripping myself off if I make this declaration. So anyway, I'm not sure how the lighting is going to come out here, but right now it's a little bit too high contrast, as it were. So I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. It's the Mediolanum castrum, Frian Calazzo Descanti. So there's a bit of Italian heritage in this. I'm not sure who this gentleman is, but maybe one of you can tell me. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit closer and see if we have anybody's information to share. So not terribly important, but a bit of humor. And I think chocolate lied within at one point. Predato e Confezionado dalla Ditta Dondi Lorenzo, Cremona, Italy. Yes, it definitely is Italian, and this is what the back of it looks like. So we have a bit of a structure on the back there. I'm not sure what the structure is, but it's very interesting and very artistic. It's nougat candy, so we must remember that to behold. Terroni Classico de Cremona. And the net weight, by the way, is 1/2 ounces, no less. So we must remember that. Now then, according to the bottom of this particular portion, The ingredients that lies within consist of the following: sugar, almonds. I'm allergic to tree nuts, so I couldn't eat it anyway. Hazelnuts, honey, wafers, dry egg albumum. Let me try that again after a couple of ales. Egg albumen. Very important, I declare. Natural flavored or natural flavoring extracts, and once again, the net weight is 1/2 ounce. 1/2 ounce. We must remember that. And I think we've covered that side, and of course the ingredients in Italian on top. Zucchero, Mondoro, or Mandorle, Nocioli, Meli, Astile, Albuminovo, Aromi Naturali, Peso Netto, gram 14. 14 grams, evidently. Perhaps I'm wrong. Some of our Italian friends out there will certainly correct me. And we welcome your input because you're the experts, not me. Just wanted to make that clear. So I think that covers this little box. I know you've been waiting all day to hear this information, but once again we're going to display it. It's not an antique, it's just a little bit rustic. And a little bit interesting, I might add. Oh, I've come up empty already. We're going to have to fix that here pretty soon. Now then. Now our next little item here is from Sweden. Sweden, I say. It's a Swedish box of stick matches. And this is what the front looks like. I think that we got pretty good lighting, but I'm not sure, so let's try to make sure that we have adequate lighting here. Säkerhets Tandstikor. I say, Säkerhets Tandstikor. Jönköpings Tandsticks, fabrics, patent, paraffinerade, perhaps, utan vavsel, och fosfor, Tanda and Gast Motladans plan, made in Sweden. And a couple of illustrations that lie within from various metals from Paris, France, London, England, and of course Stockholm, Sweden. The back of the box. That almost rhymes with Jack in the Box, doesn't it? For those of you old enough to remember that one. Trying to remember where I acquired these. Made in Sweden, of course. We already read what's on the back on the front. Just a different graphic in blue, as it were. So, perhaps the exposure of what lies within is in order at this particular point. So, for those of you who have never seen stick matches before, this is what, well, a couple of them escaped me, but this is what stick matches look like. I know you've been waiting many, many moons to find this information out. So here you go. Oh, well, here I went. So we're going to try to gather these up. I knew I would fumble like that, so please bear with me. And it's not that I've had a lot of ale or anything, it's just that I spilled my stick matches all over my laptop. So we're going to slowly pick these up. And swift speed is not our strong point here in our presentations, in case you haven't noticed. We don't encourage anybody to be in a hurry here at the festivities. There's too much of that going on in today's world, and we try to discourage that here. So I certainly hope you'll beg my pardon, as it were. And we'll be right back after these messages. We're sponsored this evening by King Billy's Haberdashery And we must congratulate our top salesman, who was actually the floor walker of King Billy's Haberdashery, Mr. Leotard Davis. An interesting name, but nevertheless a unique name. So once again, congratulations to Leotard Davis from King Billy's Haberdashery. Are we still on? I think I hit a button here by mistake. I hope we're still on. Let me see if I can remedy that here. We're going back to the camera. And where are we? I think we're here. Yes, we are still here. Thank you very much. A bit of technical difficulties here. And I thank you for your tolerance as we gather our matches here. But I know there's a number of things that I was trying to remember a while back, but right now it escapes me, so I don't know what I was going to refer to at this particular point, but maybe it'll come to me here very shortly. But I know that some of our videos in the past have gone on for a considerable amount of time, so we don't want to make anybody shut off the laptop or turn off the phone. So I think we're going to close up here pretty soon and go ahead with some other business. But we do want to say thank you, and we do appreciate you being here on Facebook land. And one of these days I'm going to try the Facebook Live feature and see what happens. I know some of our friends have done that, and I've watched some of the videos, and they're very interesting and very informative, so we'll go ahead and we'll try that out one of these nights as we get more technically savvy here. I speak of myself as though I were 2 or 3 people here in the Music Den, but nevertheless, we must make that situation very clear. So I think at this particular point we'll say good night or good morning or good afternoon, you know, depending on the time that you see this, and we'll meet up again here real soon. So in the meantime, keep all your posts coming, and keep all your whatever I was going to say. Maybe you can help me, but I guess with the hops and barley at almost 50 years of age, I guess these things are going to start to happen. So I do once again thank you for your patience, and if you haven't already joined the Music Den, Kurt's Music Den, I do encourage you to do so. If you like music, if you like the obscure stuff, we cover all different genres of music, so you're not going to be left out. And if there's something you'd like to share, go ahead and try to post it, and we'll include your input. And once again, thank you to everyone who's been a part of that for the last couple of years, and thank you for everybody who's been a part of this particular situation they call Facebook, and being one of my friends. So I appreciate that very much. And by all means, my brothers and sisters, happy St. Paddy's Day.